Have you ever wondered if a Christian could lose their salvation? Well, let me take a couple moments and give you my defense for why I believe a Christian cannot lose their salvation. We'll first look at Philippians 1:6. This verse states, "I am sure of this, that he who began a good work in you will bring it to completion at the day of Jesus Christ." Paul is saying he is sure in his belief that God will bring the Christian safely to the day of judgment. The day of judgment is referred to in Revelation chapter 21 and verse 27. Nothing evil will be allowed to enter, nor anyone who practices shameful idolatry and dishonesty, but only those whose names are written in the Lamb's book of life. The day of Christ is simply where the Lamb's book of life is opened and the names are read. Now, getting back to the defense of God's sovereignty and the power of salvation, I bring you to Romans chapter 8, verse 29. Those whom God predestined, he also called. And those he called, he also justified. And to those he justified, he also glorified. Paul says in a few more chapters in Romans chapter 10 that if you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus Christ and believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Justification is the moment in which you are saved, and if you are justified, you will be glorified. And glorification is just life after we pass on. In fact, Jesus says we go not from life to death, but life to life. And lastly, in my defense, I bring you to Ephesians chapter 2. In verses 8 and 9, Paul says, "It is by grace that you are saved. This is not of yourself, it is a gift of God and not from works, lest anyone should boast." So, if you're not saved by works, why would you need to work in order to keep your salvation? So, listener, don't live in fear that you can lose your salvation, but let God's salvation rule in your heart to renounce sin and live for God.